All right. Well, we are so glad to be here, and we ordered perfect weather. The sun is shining, and it's not hot. It's just perfect. The tradition of May Day goes way back, not quite as far back as 150 years, but I think kind of close. So we are glad to be here. This says Schweitzers and Friends, 150th. It's the anniversary of our ancestors arriving in this fair land in 1874. So we are called Schweitzers because of the Swiss-German language that our ancestors spoke from 1500s on. But we want to celebrate with everybody who came in 1874 and everybody who befriended us since then. So we're calling our celebration Schweitzers and Friends. Everybody from McPherson County and nearby has been in the May Day parade for years and years. High school stopped school. There was no school in Moundridge on May Day because we were all in McPherson for May Day. It's a good day to celebrate together. The Schweitzers have celebrated 50 years in the U.S., 100 years, 75th, 100th, 125th. So it's been 25 years since we've done a real celebration, so 150th is special. So what is your involvement with Schweitzers and Friends? Are you a Schweitzer?
I'm a Schweitzer. I'm pulling the float.
With a tractor that means something to you?
Well, it's in 1941, the same year I was born. Same age as me.
It's as old as you?
As old as me. Yeah, that's a tractor like I grew up on, but it's not the same one. Couldn't find that one.
So the trailer, what kind of trailer is that? Is that vintage?
That's a chuck wagon, that John Deere chuck wagon. I don't know any much about it. You could haul forage in it, you know, chopped forage. Even probably corn on the cob probably would have worked in it too. I don't know.
So
that's Durst's trailer. I mean, he put that together.
Okay.
Drew Durst.
Not you, huh?
I don't know who got up with the idea to use it as a way to take people through the parade. But he had done a lot of work on it. But I tell you, it was a mess. We had to wash it out and wash it and wash it out.
I understand there were live critters on it.
Live critters in it. Our dads were first cousins.
Our dads were first cousins, and our moms were first cousins.
That's true. That's true.
You have spent a little time working on this project?
Yeah, more than any of us intended.
The last 2 days turned out to be quite a job.
That wagon, well, I heard you talking about the critter, yeah.
What kind of critter are we talking about?
Well, that's something that if I turned it loose here, this whole crowd would stampede.
Was it bigger than a rat?
Well, it was a big rat.
Boy, it was a big rat.
Big rat.
So what happened 150 years ago?
Well, we left the Ukraine and came to America. And if you want the short version,
Kind of a big trip.
Kansas, yeah.
Big trip 150 years ago.
Oh boy.
It was, what did they say? It took about a month at least. No, or longer than that, 6 weeks. I think from the time they left, got on the train, got to Hamburg, and then
to England.
Then to England, and then got on
City of Richmond.
City of Richmond.
City of Richmond, yeah. And then they were on that about 2 weeks, I think, almost. South Dakota did not have the immigrant house, and that first couple of winters was rougher than the dickens. They were starvation. They literally went to the Iowa Mennonites helped them survive. They collected. That's the story anyway. So yeah, I mean, I always think we were fortunate our forefathers came this way. But Neat's grandpa went to South Dakota.
Oh, is that right?
And then she had an uncle, would have been a great uncle that died in that children's blizzard. You know, that famous blizzard.
I lost, yeah.
And after that was '88, and then that's when Pretty Prairie was about to start. I think they decided we've had enough of these winters.
But a lot of them stayed.
So yeah.
Pretty Prairie. I mean, South Dakota, there's still 2 churches there. Big churches.
Yeah.
That has been a real blessing of the last 2 years working on this celebration is hearing these stories and getting back in touch with the faith of our forefathers.
Yeah.
That's true.
When you say that and you think of what the lifestyle was and what they had to deal with in those times, we wouldn't call anything they went through very much good times, would we? You know,
It's tough.
I mean, they had to have faith because life was tough. You know,
That's true. You can't imagine what they went through to get here, really.
when you decide to get on a train and go to a country you've never seen,
Never going to see what you're leaving.
you got to have faith in something.
Because after a while, you're like, I'm spending more time finding
Leaving everything that was familiar.
I mean, I can't imagine doing that today with all the modern conveniences and stuff. That'd
My
just
time is worth something.
be scary.
Spend a lot of
To
time.
go to a completely different country and
You know, some of the people didn't have enough money to come. Or they had to borrow money to come and have to work. Got off in Illinois or farther east and had to work a year or 2 to work off their cost. Like my wife's grandpa was that way. He had to work a couple of years before he came here.
is there going to be anybody viewing the parade? Looks like all the people are here. There's as many people in the parade as
back there.
viewing it, I think.
This is a big deal. This parade is a big deal. We haven't been here for a long time, but I think most of the county is here. They said they were expecting maybe 30,000 people. So, are you driving this tractor?
Yeah,
This is yours.
yeah, that's an old cock shut. I had it at the plowing too.
Uh-huh. I think I saw you on a video
Yeah.
talking about it. And I didn't know what you were saying because I've never heard of cockshut before.
They were made in Canada.
In what period of time? From when to when?
In the, well, they're an old tractor company, but they manufactured tractors until the early 60s. And then they merged with Oliver, and then they got bought out by White Corporation. I still use it. It's still a working tractor. This was, the cockshut was noted they were the first tractor with a live PTO. So in the 50s, if you had a baler or a mower, you really liked to have a cockshut tractor because the PTO didn't stop when you pushed in the clutch.
So how many cockshut tractors are there in McPherson County?
There was a dealership in Moundridge back in the day,
Is that right?
and that's why there's a few in this area.
There are a few. You're not the only one.
I'm not the only one. Well, I just rinsed it off. I left the grease on it because it's still a working tractor.
But you did rinse it off,
I did.
you? I love it.
Okay. I do too. This is the only tractor that was new on the farm. My dad bought it new, and it's the only new tractor that's ever been on my farm.
And that was what year?
59.
Well, it has earned its place.
Yes, it has.
Yes, it has.